Hello guys, I'm back. Well, I have butterflies in my stomach now, which means that I'm pretty nervous. Well, you ask me why? Because I'm about to have a practice speaking test, and this time you can tag along and see how I answer some questions in the test. But before I go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow us on weloveielts.org. I'm ready, so let's go! In this video, I showed you how I perform in part 1. Part 1 is the first part of the speaking test and is often considered the easiest part because the examiner will ask you some general questions about familiar topics like work, family, studies, and hobbies. It usually lasts for about 4 to 5 minutes.
Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Oliver Wood and I'm going to be your examiner for this part of the test. I'm going to record this for marking purposes. May I see your identification, please?
Oh, here you are.
Here's your ID back. Thank you. And what is your full name?
My name is Kiều Thu Hồng and you can call me Hồng.
For part 1, I'll ask you some questions on a general topic. Do you work or are you a student?
Well, I have been teaching for around 6 years now, and my specialization is teaching IELTS. I think it's a wonderful job because I get to meet people from all walks of life.
What do you like about your job?
Well, it's fun and rewarding. Well, this answer is a bit too short, so you may want to develop this by explaining, clarifying your points, or giving examples.
What do you like about your job?
Oh, it's fun because you can get really creative with your teaching materials. I love it when my students can't wait to participate in class activities. On top of that, it can be rewarding because you can actually see your influence on someone else's life.
What do you dislike about it?
Well, maybe it's the fact that people don't generally manage their expectations well, so they end up being disappointed or demotivated when they don't get their dream scores.
Okay, let's talk about handwriting. Do you like to write by hand?
Honestly speaking, I have never really thought about it, but I guess I enjoy writing by hand when I'm trying to remember things. It's evident that if you write things down, they will stick in your head longer. Well, when you are asked questions on an unfamiliar topic, then you may find it hard to think on your feet. Well, it happens, right? So a good strategy is to prepare some filler sentences in advance to buy some time. Some examples can be, honestly speaking, I've never really thought about it. Wow, this is a difficult question. Can you give me a moment to collect my thoughts? Well, it is interesting, people don't often get asked about blah blah blah. Let me just think for a moment. Or you just simply repeat the questions.
Is your handwriting easy to read?
Well, I suppose so. I don't receive complaints about my handwriting being illegible. But, when I'm in a hurry, I may scribble things down, and in that case, I'm the only one who can decipher it. The next thing to do is to try to use a wide range of vocabulary and avoid repeating words that are too common. For example, instead of say I think, you can say I suppose, I guess, I believe, in my opinion, or I reckon. Instead of say I like, you can say I enjoy, I'm a big fan of, I'm into something, I'm passionate about something.
Which do you prefer, writing by hand or typing?
Yeah, definitely writing by hand. When I write by hand to someone, it feels more personal. And in fact, I write by hand quite beautifully. Well, do you notice how many times I say write by hand? To avoid unnecessary repetitions like this, you can use paraphrasing or referencing. My handwriting is actually pretty well organized, so it feels more personal and appreciated to send a handwritten letter to someone.
Do you use a wallet?
Oh, what was that? I didn't hear what he said.
if you don't understand or hear the question, don't keep silent. You can always ask the examiner to repeat the question. I'm sorry, do you mind repeating the question, please?
Do you use a wallet?
Yeah, I have a purse to keep all my money and cards, and I prefer having a purse that is big enough so I can put my phone inside as well. And I have been using the same purse for the last 5 years.
Have you ever bought someone a wallet as a gift?
Yeah, I have. Last month, my mother turned 55, so I decided to buy her a handmade breast purse. She fell in love with it at the very first sight, so I guess she was very happy to receive a present from her daughter. Well, my mother didn't turn 55, and I have never bought her a purse. But it's okay to make up a story to answer the question, especially when you run out of things to say. The examiner is only interested in your English, not the accuracy of your story. Yay, I just finished with part 1 of the speaking test and things are heating up! Alright, so if you want to watch the rest of the test, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the next video. Now, to recap, here are some things that you should and should not do in a speaking test. I hope that the video has been helpful for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.